So there's been a lot of talk about the V10 engines eventually coming back to Formula 1, a move that would be extremely popular with a lot of fans. But drivers and team personnel are very much split on the issue. The FIA president, Mohammed Ben Sulayem, the F1 president, Stefano Domenicali, and of course Sir Lewis Hamilton are all heavily in favour of the V10s coming back. However, team principals of Ferrari and Mercedes, Frederick Vasseur and Toto Wolff respectively, are both against the proposals. Now, the reigning world champion, the four-time defending world champion Max Verstappen, has also waded in on the debate. He is questioning all the shouting about the V10s, and I don't think he's talking about the biblical levels of noise that those old engines used to produce. So let's have a look at what the Flying Dutchman has said. Full article on the F1Chronicle.com as always. Max Verstappen has questioned how seriously Formula 1 fans should be interpreting the latest rumours about the return of the V10 engines to the grid. Multiple authoritative figures from F1 CEO Stefano Domenicali to FIA President Mohammed Ben Sulayem to Toto Wolff, Christian Horner, Frederick Vasseur, Sir Lewis Hamilton and beyond have been pondering the idea in recent days. It was Ben Sulayem's latest comments that really added fuel to the speculation, however, as he suggested that the advent of the fully sustainable fuel in F1 could make light, loud, crowd-pleasing V10s a realistic option for 2030. I think it's a very nice idea, quadruple world champion Verstappen told Viaplay at the weekend, but the question is whether it's possible. Indeed, F1 is actually doubling down on its hybrid power units era from 2026, with even heavier and more electrified engines than is the case today. Verstappen wonders if Ben Sulayem is speaking out of turn, not for the first time. I think it's better not to shout about so many things, and that it's better to solve these kind of things behind the scenes, said the Dutchman. That's better for everyone. Verstappen and the FIA president have been at odds for months, particularly over the swearing ban that cost the 27-year-old a day of community service in Rwanda last December. He was there for the FIA prize-giving ceremony. He wasn't just sent out to do that. In response, the Red Bull driver says he might do all of his swearing in Limburgish from now on. Yes, I can do that, Verstappen laughed. I already did it often enough back in karting. These are all very silly things that I really don't want to deal with, but it is what it is. Indeed, it is a very silly thing for sure, and I've already given my thoughts on the swearing ban and all that good stuff, to say the least. Go check out my old videos about Mohammed Ben Sulayem and the rule with all that stuff, because someone already has been punished in, well, in F1 for a start with Verstappen, but also in the World Ride Championship. Someone got fined for very heavily for it, swearing in a press conference or an interview of some kind. So they've got to be careful what they say, which I think is ridiculous. But let's get back to the topic at hand, V10s. Now, politics. So the FIA president and the F1 CEO are both aligned on wanting V10s to come back to Formula 1. I think 2030 is probably a bit soon. I don't see it happening then. I think sometime in the 2030s later on, though, is a realistic possibility. If the sustainable fuels are indeed sustainable and work as interpreted and hoped, then I think it's a possibility they come back. I think 2030 is probably a bit too soon because they're aiming to go net zero by then, and I think it's a big risk going for the V10s like that personally. And I don't see F1 abandoning the ethos, the philosophy of these engines that are coming up. I know they're kind of an evolution in a sense of what we've got now in terms of how much hybrid and electric power you're going to have there. But I don't see them really abandoning them after 4 seasons. I think that's a bit too soon. After 10 seasons, perhaps. But yeah, politics. And basically what Ben Sulayem is doing, and yes, you can call him an idiot, and I have called him worse than an idiot in the past. But when it comes to stuff like this, I think he knows what he's doing. What he's doing is he's wanting his case to be out in the public sphere because he knows that average George, John and Jane on the street very much likes the V10s because they're loud and aggressive and they are just the glory days of Formula 1, which I've spoken about at length in the past. But from a optics point of view, from a show point of view, the engines themselves were fantastic. It was the other things around the engine, such as refueling and some other kind of lacking competitiveness when it comes to the top of the sport. That was the problem back in the day. The engines themselves look great, and I'd have them back in a heartbeat for sure from an entertainment point of view, but it has to be sustainable. But Ben Sulayem knows that by putting that out there into the public sphere, being like, oh yeah, we're thinking about putting V10 engines back in the car, then people are going to be like, yeah, let's do it, yeah, glory days of F1, fantastic, yeah, you know. And then when they see the party poopers, as it were, you know, the Toto Wolves and the Vassals of the world being like, actually, it's probably not a great idea, which is a legit opinion, you know, but they're going to, you know, he knows that the public's going to be like, oh, you guys are boring, why are you doing that? Oh, God, you're the problem with F1. And it's very much getting pressure off of him then, because, of course, he's under a lot of pressure, so he's looking for as many PR wins as he can get, and this very much, even if the V10s never happen, it's very much a PR win for him, because he's supporting the thing that the popular man, or the you know, the popular crowd really want to go for. So that's my kind of, is it a conspiracy theory? No, it's just politics, man. That's just what it is. But yeah, your thoughts in the comments below, guys. Is it likely to happen? Is it not? What do you think? Should we be focusing on different things in Formula 1 right now? I think we probably should, but hey, we love to speculate at the end of the day. We can dream. A man can dream. Yeah, like, share, comment, subscribe as well. So much more effort like this on the F1Chronicle.com. Head over to Substack, head over to Patreon if you want to support some more, become an absolute F1 legend. And yeah, see you soon, guys. Have a great day ahead, and let's hope for a fantastic race in Melbourne, Australia this weekend.